Even if you've never been to New England, you've probably at least seen pictures of the country stores that are so iconic in that part of the country. They've historically been gathering places and community centers and old-timey convenience stores all rolled into one. But they've struggled as big grocery chains and big box stores have become the norm. So they are innovating, as Jackie Harris from New Hampshire Public Radio reports.
Back in the day, meaning 100 or even 200 years ago, a town's country store was the nearest place for miles, where you could buy nails, eggs, and a cup of coffee, all while catching up with your neighbors. When telephones first came out, sometimes the country store was the only place you could make a call.
There's a lot of emotion that gets evoked with these stores for the town, for people growing up, of what they remember.
Beth Richards owns the Barrel and Basket in Hopkinton. Though ownership and names have changed, there's been a store of some kind at the site since 1790. The original wood beams are still in place, and Richards sells penny candy and local maple syrup. Both locals and tourists expect that cozy, nostalgic atmosphere when they come in.
That is something that, as an owner, I need to balance with what are the economic realities and how things have changed in the world.
No one has to go to the store to make a call anymore, and it's often just as easy to grab a snack or whatever you need at your local gas station. So Richards is adapting.
This is our production area for the meal kits. This is where we are modern, so meal kits go out and get delivered.
In addition to the meal kits, she's also started an online ordering option for customers. She has to carefully balance expectations from the past and the economic realities of the present. Richards says her profit margins are tight, sometimes as low as 0.5%. For another struggling general store in Harrisville, New Hampshire, the solution was to get out of the for-profit realm altogether.
We're a historic preservation organization, so running a general store wasn't the original plan.
John Knight is the executive director of Historic Harrisville, a nonprofit that works to preserve the town's historic buildings. It bought the Harrisville General Store in 2008 and hired a manager to operate it like any other shop. But the nonprofit also runs a campaign each year, raising $40,000 to $50,000 specifically for the store.
That brings the bottom line to about zero at the end of the year. And since we're a nonprofit, if we're breaking even and serving a community purpose, then that's really considered a success for us.
Of course, most country stores operate on a more traditional for-profit model. Damaris Graham and her sister, Mariana Gibaldi, are planning to reopen the Gilsum Village store in a couple months. The last owner closed it a few years ago, but it first opened in the 1800s. This is Graham.
I live right down the street and I drive past the store every day. It's just been sitting empty. So when I saw the for rent sign, I thought, this is what I meant to do.
The sisters plan to stock basic grocery and convenience items like milk and toilet paper. The area is rural. Some people in the region have to drive an hour round trip to get to a grocery store in the nearest city.
Logistically, it's easier to have a general store right down the street that you can get all your essential stuff at. But you can also chat with neighbors and everyone knows everyone. And to me, it's just deeper than going in and out of a store.
Graham is counting on what was true 200 years ago to still be true today. There's no need to schlep to the big city when you can just stop by your local country store. I'm Jackie Harris for Marketplace.
Marketplace is supported by Navara, configurable safety and operational risk management software serving construction, manufacturing, energy, and municipal organizations, designed to unify data and increase workforce participation in risk management. Learn more at navara.com. And by Fisher Investments. As a fiduciary, Fisher Investments is obligated to act in their client's interest. Learn more at fisherinvestments.com. Investing in securities involves the risk of loss.
This final note on the way out today, in which maybe it's just me, but this seems icky. SpaceX, as you perhaps heard, has filed for its initial public offering. Details TBD, probably coming in June. High-powered IPOs like this are big business for the big Wall Street banks that help bring companies to market. But, and I saw this in the New York Times today, if they want a slice of what could prove to be the biggest IPO Wall Street has ever seen, SpaceX CEO Elon Musk is requiring those banks, as well as law firms, auditors, and pretty much anybody else working on it, to buy subscriptions to Grok, which is Musk's oftentimes troubled artificial intelligence chatbot. Those subscriptions run to the tune of millions or tens of millions of dollars. Icky, right? Our theme music was composed by BJ Liederman. Marketplace's executive producer is Nancy Fargali. Joanne Griffith is the chief content officer. Neil Scarborough is the vice president and general manager. And I'm Kai Ryssdal. Have yourselves a great weekend, everybody. We'll see you back on Monday, all right? This is APM.